Good morning, YouTube. We're out on our morning walk on Christmas Eve. We hope you have a Merry Christmas. And today we're going to talk on our video to small business owners who have grown, but it feels harder now that they're bigger than it did when they were smaller. And they're looking for answers to what they can do. They may be stressed out this Christmas Eve, still taking phone calls and texts and just getting bombarded. So even though they're making a lot of money, they're starting to ask themselves, is it really worth it? So that's what we're going to talk about in our video today. So I'll meet you inside as we finish up our walk here. We're back inside. It's a beautiful Florida day out there, but time to record some content, help some business owners. Please like and subscribe so you can see more of our stuff, and so it can help the algorithm so more business owners can get the help that they need. So I get it. You're in year 3 to 5 of your business. You're making more money than you ever did. Or maybe it's been longer. Maybe you've been in business 10 or more years and you're still having the same things happen over and over again. It's Christmas Eve and your phone is buzzing over and over again with technicians texting you and calling you about issues. Or maybe you're afraid to close early today because you really need to make this last minute push. You've got just so many jobs that you got to fulfill. What happened was you moved from the tactical of we got to make sales, got to make money, got to get things rolling, we got to get these guys trained, we got to figure out the technical part of the job, and so now you're getting into the emotional side of things. You're starting to think, okay, will I ever have any peace? Will I be getting texts and phone calls at all hours of the day and night from clients, from employees, problems, things going wrong? It becomes an emotional quality of life situation. You're no longer worried about maybe the sales part of things, but now the business just has you overwhelmed. It has you feeling frustrated, and you almost just want to go back to, hey, I'm just an owner operator again. I've heard a lot of business owners say that, like, man, I just want to be an owner operator again. It was so much simpler back then. And I've been through it in my business. We were working, we were getting profitable, but now all these new problems started cropping up. I had one technician that would text me at like 5 a.m. Hey man, I'm not feeling very good. And he would do this so much. And, I was in a mode of, hey, I don't want to get rid of anybody because then I don't have time to hire more people. So I would just put up with this nonsense over and over again instead of just making a clean break. And then just so many things like that would come up. And I would just try to take care of it all myself. I didn't have systems in place. And so I was just driving myself crazy. I hated my business and I just couldn't find any relief. And the more money I made, the more money I just spent. On the weekends, I would extravagantly go to nice hotels, nice restaurants, just blow through the extra money we were making to try to find some relief, to just like, hey, I'm finally free for a few hours. Let me just blow all this money on a nice restaurant to make me try to feel better. So it can feel like a trap. It can feel like the stress is going up. You thought you had the technical side down, but now the emotional side is getting out of control. And that still happens. It happens in my businesses today, right now. I'm going through something similar. And the issue is things get out of balance and you realize that you've tried to be the hero. You've tried to take too much on your own plate instead of making sure that you're creating systems and processes for these things. And I got really good in our carpet cleaning business for creating systems. And when they would come to me with those things, the reply would become, what's the system for that? What's the procedure for that? And so now it took it out of my hands where they don't feel like eventually they learn not to come to me every time for it, but to go to what is the system for that? Is the system to text the owner at 5 a.m.? No. The system is an hour before work, call or text, and you must talk to somebody and get a reply. Now that we're following that system, life becomes easier. And later when I get a manager, then now that system passes on to him. And now he isn't as stressed out about his job and doesn't want to quit right away because he's overwhelmed. Instead of just me giving all of my overwhelm over to somebody else and burning that person out and losing a good worker, now I'm creating systems when I'm the one in charge So when I pass that along to somebody else, they've got an easier job and an easier time. I have an easier time keeping them happy. And then if they're happy, the people beneath them on the workers are going to feel happier. And it just carries on throughout the company. You've created a less stressful environment for everybody, not just yourself, because when you're carrying all that stress, it's going to be passed along to somebody else. And there's a big cost if you ignore this. You're going to get burned out. You're going to hate your business. You are going to resent your clients, your employees, and you're just not going to even want to go to the office. And this can cost you your emotions. It can cost you your joy. It can cost you tens of thousands of dollars because now you're not putting yourself out there in the business anymore. You're not loving it anymore. And when you lose that passion for your business, it's really hard. I was talking to one of my buddies who was a mechanic, and he said, man, I had to go back to work and my heart just wasn't in it anymore. I still like the work, I still like the people, but man, I just wasn't there emotionally anymore. And if you've ever felt that, if you've been in business long enough and been overwhelmed and felt that, you know exactly what he's talking about. So what I want to do today is not to just talk about all the issues, but I want to give you a solution. This can be fixed. What you need to do, the very first level of our coaching program is called the systems level, because the first thing you need to do is learn how to create effective systems that people are going to follow. Not just have a big manual full of rules that nobody ever looks at, that nobody thinks that you even care about, but systems that people follow. We would have meetings about our systems. We wouldn't, hey, here's an easy way to find them. Hey, here's, I put it on Google Drive, a searchable PDF, so you can just, hey, what happens when this? And you can enter a search term and find exactly what to do. There's so many tools now to write systems. AI is a quick shortcut to help you get the structure of your systems. And then of course you want to go in and customize it to your business more. You want to don't just rely on copy and paste in AI, but that can get you started at least. So if this resonates with you, if you're a business owner just overwhelmed, you're in the part of your business where you've made a lot of sales, but now you just are frustrated and starting to hate your business. You're starting to feel frustrated. Maybe you don't hate it, but you know you're going to because you're feeling so overwhelmed and you just can't get any relief. Somebody I'm working with right now, they're up texting so early every morning. And I feel like that's just not healthy, like texting about work that early. It's okay work's exciting. I get it. It's great to wake up and be excited about your work, but is that what's happening? Are you giving your brain time to have a morning routine? I like to wake up early. I like to read. I like to meditate. I like to write, to plan my day. I like to get to pray, to be motivated, to get myself in the right place. I like to go on walks, and I kind of do all these things to charge myself up. But if you're just jumping right into your phone, into your email, you're not really giving yourself, and you're just setting yourself up for a chaotic day. You're not really giving yourself that peace. So that's what we try to help small business owners. Maybe you've got the sales part down, but let's work on the systems, the processes, and then as you get that down, let's work on the leadership. Because often, once you get the processes down, sometimes the leadership holes start to show. Sometimes we find that we got to work on ourselves a little bit more. So that's what we do at Phenomenal Business Coaching. So what I encourage you to do is subscribe to this channel if you want to get more free content. I also have free content on our website, skilllevelup.com. And there you sign up for the free content. There's no obligation, but if you do want to learn more, you're going to get an email with the opportunity to do that. And we can do an assessment over the phone, see where the holes are in your business, see what you're doing right, and then kind of create a plan. Especially now that we're going into 2026, it's great to have a plan for your future. So I hope this is not all doom and gloom. There is a way out. There is an answer. We've got to reframe the way we're thinking about things. We have to see that it's not hopeless, that you don't have to be a slave to your business 24/7. You don't have to get those texts, emails, and phone calls all hours of the day. We can create systems to help alleviate so much of that pressure. And that's what you want to do, because otherwise there's no way you're going to be able to grow. You may not even be able to keep what you have just because you're going to get burned out. And I've been in the burnout phase, and it's not a fun place to be. So I want to help you avoid that. So subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe to the video so more people can see it. We want to help a lot of business owners this year. Thanks. My name is Jeremy Overturf with Phenomenal Business Coaching.